At 4:13 a.m., deep inside Russia's Belgorod forest, a missile suddenly sliced through the dark dawn sky.
It was a single 9M338 interceptor missile, fired rapidly by a mobile TOR-M2 air defense system.
The missile's target was a lone Ukrainian drone, an aircraft that was no bigger than a common sparrow.
The hit was tactically perfect. The tiny drone completely vanished from the sky in a bright, fiery flash.
Russian and Chinese troops on the ground, guarding the convoy, erupted together in loud, celebratory cheers.
But what these soldiers did not know was that the drone's final act before being vaporized wasn't reconnaissance. Its true purpose was a high-speed data transmission, a final burst of absolutely critical battlefield information.
In its dying milliseconds, it had already sent the exact coordinates of every truck in the convoy back.
The soldiers on the ground confidently believed that they had successfully eliminated the threat stalking them from above.
In reality, their successful kill had just confirmed their own location, sealing their fate and imminent destruction. This was not a random drone encounter. This was part of a meticulously crafted Ukrainian intelligence operation.
An operation that began hundreds of miles above the Earth, watching silently from the vacuum of orbital space.
It started when commercial American satellites from Maxar Technologies captured highly unusual activity at the port of Vladivostok.
The images showed containers marked with Chinese military codes being offloaded from a cargo ship in total secrecy.
The cargo was identified as PLZ05 mm self-propelled howitzers, a major shipment of advanced mobile artillery pieces.
This represented the first shipment of a new multi-billion-dollar weapons deal secretly signed between Beijing and Moscow.
Once this intelligence was confirmed, that data triggered a new operation in Ukraine's Joint Intelligence Command headquarters.
This new, high-stakes mission was immediately given the secretive and appropriate codename of Ghost March. From that exact point forward, the convoy's every single move was shadowed by unseen eyes in the sky. Small, silent Switchblade 300 loitering drones, weighing less than 5 pounds, trailed the convoy from high altitude.
Their encrypted video feeds were relayed securely back to command centers through the Starlink satellite communications network.
Beneath the digital silence, powerful artificial intelligence systems in Kiev immediately went to work, analyzing the data.
The AI began scanning Russian radio chatter, identifying unique call signs, and analyzing all of their behavior patterns. It was even predicting exactly where the convoy would most likely stop for fuel, supplies, and for rest. This wasn't just simple surveillance. It was battlefield prediction at a machine learning level, war reduced to math.
And the stakes for this particular operation were strategically enormous. This shipment represented Russia's new arms arrangement.
It was their attempt to offset its collapsing artillery losses on the front lines deep inside of Ukraine. If those brand new howitzers reached the front, it would mean renewed bombardments of Ukrainian positions around Kharkiv.
Failure for Ukraine meant losing a city. Success meant denying Moscow its powerful new geopolitical and military lifeline.
So the high command in Kiev made the final decision. The convoy would not see daylight again.
At 4:15 a.m., 5 miles from the convoy's route, an M113 armored vehicle sat hidden under netting.
Inside, a single Ukrainian drone operator leaned forward, his face illuminated by a bright green tactical display.
He calmly flicked a single switch, and one by one, 25 FPV drones lifted silently into the night.
Each of these small drones was armed with a potent shaped charge warhead, exceptionally small, but incredibly lethal. But what made this strike unprecedented wasn't the firepower. It was the sophisticated, custom-written programming.
The drones did not fly in a standard formation. They did not even follow any direct, straight paths.
Instead, they scattered chaotically in all directions, executing what Ukrainian engineers had called the Phantom Swarm Protocol. To human eyes, it looked like pure randomness. like a flock of birds twisting unpredictably through the air.
To the Russian TOR-M2's advanced radar system, it looked like absolutely nothing at all, just empty sky. The TR's AI was designed to track fast, linear threats, like missiles or aircraft, not this chaotic pattern.
It couldn't interpret the erratic echoes as hostile. It dismissed them all as environmental clutter, possibly just birds. The swarm, now effectively invisible, vanished from all of the Russian sensors. For a moment, it was perfect.
Then, heavy static tore across the operator's screen. He knew that severe distortion immediately. The source wasn't weather.
It was electronic warfare. A Russian Orlan-10 reconnaissance drone had entered the area and, much worse, it was jamming.
In an instant, the hunter had just become the hunted. The operator's hidden position was now in danger.
If that Orlan located the control signal, Spetsnaz escort units would have 10 seconds to pinpoint and destroy him.
At 4:16 a.m., the Orlan operator, sitting miles away, noticed something strange on his advanced sensor feed.
His AI-assisted system saw nothing unusual, just Randau radar flickers. But his human instincts told him otherwise.
The signal patterns looked too controlled, too synchronized.
He overrode the automation and made a direct voice call.
The response was immediate. A Russian LPD-8801 anti-drone rifle, a shoulder-mounted directional pulse weapon, was activated.
A silent beam shot into the night, and 3 of the Ukrainian FPV drones suddenly fell like stones.
Inside the M113, 3 screens went black. We've lost 3.
The illusion of the phantom swarm was completely gone. The convoy commander now knew they were under attack.
Move! Move! All trucks, move now!
All trucks were ordered to move immediately. The forest erupted with diesel engines as...
Second, the commander launched 2 more Orlan drones to expand the search grid and find the single operator.
In seconds, the balance of power shifted. The swarm was no longer invisible. It was now the prey.
And somewhere in that forest, the control signal was now broadcasting like a flare in the dark night.
Russian anti-tank teams locked onto that source with Cornet missiles, ready to fire the moment they confirmed.
At 4:17 a.m., the operator made a bold move. He activated a countermeasure known as the Echo Trap.
Echo Trap! The Echo Trap doesn't block a signal. It hijacks it. It recorded the Orlan's control frequency and rebroadcast it. To the Orlan's computer, it was like hearing its own voice echo back out of sync. A digital illusion.
The result was chaos. The Orlan's navigation system became disoriented, its positional data looping and conflicting.
That was the opening Kyiv needed. A side hatch on the M113 opened and a Switchblade 600 launched.
A 50-pound high-endurance drone, it climbed silently to 15,000 feet, using thermal sensors to locate the Orlan.
For half a minute, the Russian drone circled aimlessly until a blur descended. The explosion tore it apart.
But the victory was short-lived. The Spetsnaz unit watched their reconnaissance asset disintegrate over their heads.
At 4:18 a.m., the convoy commander called for air support. A K-52 Alligator attack helicopter roared.
A 12-ton flying tank killer armed with laser-guided Vickers missiles. Its mission: annihilate the Ukrainian control vehicle.
The K-52's thermal sensors swept the treetops until they found the M113's faint but unmistakable heat signature.
Inside the M113, the operator was still focused on his drone feed when the warning system suddenly screamed.
Time to impact, 20 seconds. Instead of fleeing, he prepared a countermeasure. A small canister launched from the roof. It burst into a glowing aerosol cloud, the smoke phantom. It wasn't ordinary smoke, but a chemical decoy.
It burned hotter than any engine. To the missile's thermal seeker, it looked like the M113 had moved.
Vickers adjusted its course mid-air and plunged straight into the decoy. A brilliant flash lit the forest harmlessly. As the helicopter maneuvered for a strafing run, the operator launched his trump card, an experimental EMP warhead.
On the K-52's radar, it looked insignificant. The pilot ignored it, lining up his 30mm cannon.
At a few hundred feet out, the Ukrainian operator triggered the charge. There was no explosion, just silence. Then the K-52's entire cockpit went dark. Screens flickered and died. Targeting computers crashed. The avionics were fried. The pilot was let blind, flying a 12-ton brick. He pulled up desperately, abandoning the mission. At 4:21 a.m., the operator stared at the 22 remaining drones, orbiting in perfect formation. The sky was clear. He pressed the final authorization. The swarm descended as one, diving at over 120 miles per hour.
The first impact struck the lead vehicle. A shaped charge pieced its steel fuel tank and detonated inside.
The result was catastrophic. 600 gallons of diesel ignited, turning the convoy into a rolling inferno. Each explosion triggered the next. Ammunition, fuel, and artillery shells cooked off in a devastating, fiery sequence. Within 3 minutes, 15 Chinese-made PLZ05 howitzers and 20 trucks were nothing but twisted, melting steel. Hours later, a Maxar satellite captured the aftermath. Charred craters, scorched tree lines, and skeletal remains. In Kiev, the imagery confirmed total mission success. The operation didn't just destroy hardware, it disrupted Russia's balance. The first consequence, communications collapse. The EMP and loss of the command truck crippled Belgorod's local C2 network.
Second, artillery parity. Without the incoming PLZ05s, Russia's firepower advantage around Kharkiv vanished overnight.
And the third, psychological shock. Senior commanders in Moscow began questioning the true value of Chinese equipment. What was supposed to mark a new partnership instead became evidence of Ukraine's lethal technological edge.
In under 10 minutes, one operator inside an aging M113 had destroyed a convoy worth over $70 million.
He had blinded Russian air defenses, defeated a helicopter, and shattered a critical geopolitical illusion.
Modern warfare is not about who has the bigger army. It's about who adapts faster to new technology.
On that cold morning in Belgorod, Ukraine proved once again that tactical ingenuity can indeed challenge empires.